Good day everyone! Today I will be performing the Fundal height measurement and Leopold's maneuver. So for the first step, I will be explaining to the client the procedure. The principle for this is that explanation reduces anxiety and enhances cooperation. So good morning ma'am, I am Miss Cabiedes, your nurse for today. I will be performing assessments with you on which I will be performing the fundal height measurement and the Leopold's maneuver. So for the fundal height measurement, I will be measuring your height, on which this will determine the baby's growth and also if you have any multiple pregnancies and complications. And also for the Leopold's maneuver, I will be palpating your abdomen to determine your baby's presentation and position. After explaining to the client, I will now encourage my client to void to empty her bladder if she has not done so in the last 30 minutes. So the principle for this is that for the fundal height measurement, it has been demonstrated that fundal height can be 3 centimeters higher at 17 to 20 weeks gestation if the woman has a full bladder. And for the Leopold's maneuver, an empty bladder promotes comfort and allows for more productive palpation because fetal contour will not be obscured by a distended bladder. And now I will be providing privacy to my client by closing the curtains and the door. And this will promote client's comfort and enhances cooperation. After that, I will be now washing my hands and performing hand hygiene using warm water. And if there's no warm water available, I will wash my hands with tap water and just rub it to warm it. The principle for this is that for the fundal height measurement and Leopold's maneuver, hand washing prevents the spread of possible infection. And for the Leopold's maneuver, using warm water aids in patient comfort and prevents tightening of abdominal muscles during palpation. And I will also wear clean gloves if it is necessary to reduce the risk of contamination of healthcare workers' hands if ever the pregnant woman has a blood or any body fluids or any lesions that will contaminate the healthcare worker. And I will now be preparing tape measure, which I will be using for the fundal height measurement. And I will position my client in supine position and with knees flexed, slightly flexed. So the principle for this is that for the fundal height measurement, a supine position has been found to yield these variations in measurements. And for the Leopold's maneuver, flexing the knees slightly relaxes the abdominal muscles. And then I will be now placing a small pillow or roll towel under the left side of my client. The principle for doing this is that an enlarged uterus can compress the inferior vena cava and the lower aorta, leading to maternal supine hypertension and reduced utero-placental blood flow, which can cause fetal compromise. Using a pillow or towel tilts the uterus of the vena cava, preventing supine hypertension syndrome. Now, I will be performing the fundal height measurement. So first, I will be exposing my client's abdomen. And I will put my tape measure. So I will place the 0 mark of the tape measure. This is in centimeters at the uppermost border of the symphysis release. So the principle for this is that the top of the fetal head or buttocks is usually the uppermost border of the symphysis release. Then I will run the tape measure along the midline of the woman's abdomen to the uppermost border of the uterine fluid. So to locate the uterine fluid, the hand is moved down the abdomen below the sternum upper border of the fundus is felt. So the principle for this is that to measure fetal growth, typically tape measurement in centimeters is equal to the week of gestation between the 20th and 31st weeks of pregnancy. So here I have measured 28 centimeters, which means the client is in 28 weeks of pregnancy. And now I will be documenting distance in centimeters and compared it with a calculated gestation. Rationale for this is that a fundal height much greater than the standard suggests a multiple pregnancy. A miscalculated due date, a large for gestational age infant hydramnios, or possibly even gestational trophoblastic disease. A fundal measurement much less than this suggests the fetus is failing to thrive, the pregnancy length was miscalculated, or an anomaly interfering with growth has developed. Now, I will be performing the Leopold spreading. So first, I will be observing the woman's abdomen as to which is the longest diameter and where fetal movement is apparent. So the principle for this is that the longest diameter axis is the length of the fetus. The location of activity most likely reflects the position of the fetus. And now, I will be performing the first maneuver, which is the maneuver. So I will stand at the foot of the client and facing her. And then I will place both hands flat on the abdomen. I will palpate the superior surface of the fundus, determining its consistency, shape, and mobility. This maneuver determines whether the fetal head or breech or the buttocks is in the fundus. A head feels more firm than a breech, is round and hard, and moves independently of the body. The breech or the buttocks feels soft, less well-defined, and moves only in conjunction with the body. Now I will be performing the second maneuver, which is the umbilical grip. I will be again facing the woman, placing my palms of each hand on either side of the abdomen. Palpate the side of the abdomen. Now I will hold the left hand stationary on the left side of the uterus while I'm palpating with the right hand on the opposite side of the uterus from top to bottom. Then I will also repeat this palpation using the opposite side. This maneuver locates the back of the fetus. The fetal back feels like a smooth, hard, and resistant surface. The knees and elbows of the fetus on the opposite side feel more likely a number of angular bumps or notches. Next is I will be performing the third maneuver, which is the Pollick's grip. I will gently grasp the lower portion of the abdomen just above the symphysis pubis between the thumb and the fingers and try to press the thumb and finger together, determining any movement and whether the part feels firm or soft. This maneuver determines which part of the fetus is at the indent and its mobility. If the presenting part moves upward, so my fingers and thumbs can be pressed together, and the presenting part is not engaged or not firmly settled into the pelvis. If the part is firm, round, and hard, it is the head. If it is soft, it is the breech or the buttocks. And next, I will be performing the last maneuver or the fourth maneuver, which is the pelvic grip. I will place my fingers on both sides of the uterus approximately 2 inches above the inguinal ligaments, pressing downward and inward the direction of the birth canal, allowing my fingers to be carried. So this maneuver is only done if the fetus is in acephalic presentation because it determines fetal attitude and degree of fetal extension into the pelvis. The fingers of one hand will slide along the uterine contour and with no obstruction, indicating the back of the fetal neck. The other hand will meet an obstruction an inch or so above the ligament if this is the fetal brow. The position of the fetal brow should correspond to the side of the uterus that contain the elbows and knees of the fetus. If the fetus is in poor attitude, the examining fingers will meet an obstruction on the same side as the fetal back. That is, the fingers will touch the hyperextended head if the brow is very easily palpated, as if it lies just under the skin. The fetus is probably in a posterior position or the occiput is pointing toward the woman's back. After this, I will be now documenting the findings. That's all. Thank you.